You know it's going to be a good workout when the first exercise goes this well. Oh, come on. You're only going to be given things that you can handle because you have to handle them, right? To just give up on things, I don't operate that way. I want to win. I want to beat. I want to be better than. I want to do more. I want to succeed, period. Well, good morning. Welcome back. It's good to see you again. It's a nice day here in the gym. Dogs are asleep. Bugs are buzzing from the muggy, rainy weather we had last night. But it's push day, and we've got a great push workout ahead of us. I took some notes previously when we did this workout, and I'm excited to implement it and see exactly what transpires. There were a couple exercises in particular that I indicated like this was fantastic. Do this again, but with either less rest or this or that or whatever it might have been. And I'm excited to give that stuff a go. It's amazing what can happen when you take some really brief notes for your workout, for that one particular exercise or all the exercises, just to give future you a little bit of advance notice about what worked and what didn't work. Every workout's going to be different, so if something works really well one time, it might not work the next time. You might not be able to lift as much as you did previously, depending upon, so many different factors. And so every workout can be so different, and so much variability can be really hard to keep track of. Keeping a hard notebook has been something I've done since day one, literally. Tried using apps before, didn't like it. I didn't like how much time I had to spend on my phone. I seem to do enough of that as it is, even in or out of the gym. But a hard notebook like this is great for two things. Number one, I've got a bookshelf of these notebooks that I'm really proud of, and I love turning around and seeing all that progress I've done over the years is written down for me. I can go back and review it, take notes on what worked in the past and what didn't, but also just reflect on how far we've come. But perhaps more importantly, day to day, week to week, with the busy lives we lead, I can make sure that I have something that allows me to quickly reference back a week, a month ago from the last time we did a particular workout or a particular exercise and optimize it so that I'm getting the most out of it. Setting the machine to the right levels, the weight to the right levels, the pace to the right levels, the rest to the right levels, all of those things can be so important to know. And I have found that writing them down and keeping track of them not only lets me quickly reflect on them from prior workouts, but it also lets me retain that information, I think, a little bit better too, to make sure that I'm taking the time to notate that stuff, to pay attention to that stuff, and make sure that the workout we're getting is as optimized as possible for us, the individual, with the time constraints, equipment constraints, and the energy constraints we have ahead of us. Now, in here, I don't have a ton of constraints with regards to equipment, but as you can see from today's workout, we're not changing any of the exercises at all. I've spoken recently about potentially looking into changing out our dumbbell-based flies for some other exercise. I'm not liking the contraction we're getting out of those. I just feel like I'm using a lot more shoulder than I want to be using as compared to my pecs. That is an exercise I am still looking into swapping out for some other accessory movement for our chest. But for today, we're going to keep it exactly the same. We're not swapping anything out. This workout was very good to us last week, so we're going to repeat it exactly as we did it last week. But as I had already mentioned, I've taken some notes that I really want to implement and see how things pan out for us. We're going to be paying attention to our ROM. We're going to be paying attention to our overall pacing through these movements. And I know that overall, they're going to treat us very well because most of these are pretty tried and true staples of any workout. Cuffed lateral raises are what we're going to be starting with, and I'm going to be paying particular attention to that control that we have on that down. I want to make sure that we're getting good pace out of those as well as we lower that weight down before we increase that weight. The shoulder, as we've talked about before, is comprised of so many smaller muscles, so increasing the weight can actually be a pretty significant change for all those muscles and really lead us down a path of potential injury if we're not careful. Now, I don't think we're anywhere close to that at this point in time, but I want to make sure that we've got really good pace, really good ROM on these lateral raises before we increase that weight up, because we're at 20 pounds right now. Doing something around 25, especially 30 pounds, would be a really significant jump in weight. I mean, just a 25-pound weight compared to a 20-pound weight would be a 25% increase in the weight we're doing, which is pretty substantial for any muscle group. Now, obviously, when we're on these lower weights, everything's going to be fairly substantial. We've got some smaller weights and 1.25-pound weights that we can make smaller increments with, but nonetheless, they are still fairly substantial increments that we're jumping up in order to increase the amount of weight we're doing. I'm going to do that very first set definitely with 20 pounds. I might do the second set with 2.5 extra pounds on there. We'll see. Maybe I'll even throw 5 pounds on there. We'll see what today has in store for us. But as I've already said, we're going to be repeating the workout we did last week. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get after it. I'll see you over there. Oh, yeah. Amazing. I don't know about you guys, but I think that was a lot of control. And that felt fantastic, too. Let's do it again on this side. Squeeze that hand. Yes, that's awesome. Yeah, we're gonna keep it right there. We're not going up. It's not that I don't think we could go up in weight, but that was a lot of effort to get it up and to keep it slowly coming down. This is just letting it come down. I think if it went up to 25 or even just 22.5, we could probably get fairly close to that. But that ROM, that control, and that set right there was absolutely perfect for what we're looking to do with this lateral raises as the first exercise of the day. So we're gonna keep the weight right where it is and try to repeat that exact pacing. Nice and slow down, 2 to 3 seconds on the way down with a good bit of speed on the way up on both of these next 2 sets, and really do as much damage as we can to the delts before we move on over to our low incline dumbbell presses. All right, last one here. Let's make it count. It's not always about how much weight you're lifting, but how you lift that weight too. That's what's important, because you're feeling fantastic. You know it's going to be a good workout when the first exercise goes this well. Come on. There we go. All right, let's do this. 100s. Was catching up with a friend yesterday, and we were just talking about some of the things that were going on in my life, some of the things going on in her life. Been a couple weeks since we spoke, and been a lot going on for both of us. And one of the things we were talking about, I made a comment and I said, man, I just wish I could have had that, could have done that kind of thing. And she said, there's no point thinking about stuff like that though. Nothing that's meant to come to you passes you by. And she has said that to me so many times in the last couple of years that I've known her. But when she said it yesterday, it just rung so true. It hit me like a ton of bricks. Because as she went on to explain, you're only going to be given things that you can handle because you have to handle them, right? I'm not thinking about it in this like otherworldly figure watching down on us being like, that guy can handle this. I know it. I wrote him. I did that. I programmed him in this AI simulation we're living in. But I am thinking about it in that what is given to us, what is put in front of us, what is thrust at us sometimes with more force than we ever wanted is stuff that we just have to handle. We have to. And I think there's plenty of people who would just fold, who would just give in. And it's so easy to give in too. It's hard at the same time to just give up on things. But for some people, it becomes so easy to just give in, to give up, to push that thing away and to just accept something less than you desired, less than you wanted. But I don't operate that way. I want to win. I want to beat. I want to be better than. I want to do more. I want to succeed, period. I don't want to do it with the help of the people around me. I want to elevate the people around me as I do it. And I want to do it in the most gracious way possible, the most graceful, the most thankful, and the most open-minded and open-hearted way possible. So when these things are thrust at us, she's right. Nothing's going to pass us by that we're meant to have, that we're meant to do, that we're meant to be. So if something comes to you and you're excited about it and all of a sudden it's just out of your grasp and you can't bring it back in, maybe that just wasn't meant to be. It's okay. The next thing will be. There will be that thing that comes to you that will be meant for you, that will be meant for your time, for your effort, for your energy, for your investment. And you're going to do amazing things with it, my friend. I just know it. But we've got to be patient. We've got to be patient. We can't get so caught up in these wants, these desires. They're not needs. There's another thing she told me yesterday. Do you have everything you need? Are you happy? Are you healthy? Is your family healthy? Are you fed? Are you clothed? Sheltered? Those are our needs. Those are our needs. And we have wants. We all do. We all have wants. And they can make us happier. They can. People that'll tell you money can't buy happiness have never been truly poor, financially poor. The stress that comes from that, it can be unbearable. And it's just scientifically proven that if we have our basic needs met, finances being a huge part of that, to be able to support some of those basic needs, then we're going to lead happier lives. So when they're not met, it's really hard to be positive, to have a happy outlook, to be looking forward to things. Hi. I have to lift. Is it okay? Okay with you boys? If I do this lift? Well, thank you for being here. Being good boys. You're so handsome too. Both of you, you're so handsome. Yes, you are, both of you. Yes. All right, watch out. Let me get in here. Let me go. Watch out. Move. Back up. But I'm going to keep looking forward to things. I have things in my sight that I am looking forward to. And I know that the one that's meant for me is going to come to me. I know that what I am meant to do, what I am meant to experience, and what I am meant to embrace fully is going to come to me. And I'm going to do amazing things with it. I'm going to enjoy the hell out of it. It's going to bring me joy, happiness, sadness, anger, but it's going to bring me fulfillment too. Just like we have here every day in the gym. We have an exercise, we have a workout. It's not always perfect, not always happy, it's not always the best lift, but we have a lift. That's something to be damn proud of and thankful for. Because not everybody gets to do this, my friends. Not everybody gets to do it. Not everybody gets to enjoy it. Not everybody can make the time for it. There are a lot of single parents out there who simply don't have the time to spend doing this stuff, let alone the financial resources. And there are probably even more people who don't have the financial resources to partake in something like this that brings them true happiness. Again, think about how many people you know that are truly in love with one thing, one hobby, one thing that brings them so much joy, so much pleasure, so much fullness that they almost can't stop talking about it, thinking about it, finding ways to incorporate it in their day-to-day life. I wish more people could have the same kind of fulfillment that I get from exercise in their day-to-day life in whatever avenue it might come to them in, whether that's exercise or not. My friend was right. Got to be thankful for these things. We are very lucky. We are very blessed, some would say. And so when it's right, when the time is right, that thing that we're meant to have, meant to do, meant to be, it's going to come to us. And when it does, we've got to grab it. We've got to embrace it. We've got to run at it wholeheartedly and do some amazing things with it. Not only for us, but the people around us too.
Oh, come on. Oh. Shit.
All right, y'all. This is where I'm going to leave you for today. Still got 2 more sets of these flies, and we got some ab work to do on the cable crunch over here. It's been a damn good workout, though. I'm grateful for it. Keep pushing yourself. Keep chasing down what you're wanting. But don't get so caught up in what you want that you think you deserve it. Because what is meant for you is going to come to you. It's not going to pass you by. You're working. You're putting in the time. You're putting in the effort. You're putting in the energy. The passion is all there. And you're going to have it. But don't sour that passion and turn it into this ego-based want that leads you to believing that you deserve something, a handout. Nobody deserves anything, but what is meant for you will come to you. It will come to you because you're putting in that time. You've done all the work, you've done all the preparation, you're doing all the right things. A little bit of patience is going to pull us a long way. And we're going to have what we want, have what we desire, have what we need, and have what we deserve too. Good to see you guys again. See you guys next time. Keep working. Keep pushing. I believe in you. I do.